Today, I have the pleasure of bringing to you a story that really is an interesting yet really inspirational one. Yeah, we have the pleasure of speaking with Tecklah James Agus, of course, a talented filmmaker. Yeah, from here in our shores, Papua New Guinea, who's operating her film label here in Port Moresby. And before I go any further, we'll probably get her to say hello so that you and I can actually hear from her, you know, on a one-on-one basis. Hi, Techla, how are you doing?
Hi, Mo. Thank you for having me here.
Ay, mitubla to kasi mitubla pa to kasi namilos ting mitubla to English. You know, lo lano lo harem lo now morning mitubla lo tog lo site lo work where you make him, you know, you make him plenty work finish. Yeah, a film blue lo one where you walk him Wan Dei, I believe, which was in 2018, which you put out at 2017, which you put out. And apart from that, you know, before we dive into all the great work that you have done, in a story likely lo mi plalo wanam something through and make him na you thinking lo kirabim film this production, of course, House Kunai Film is what you're calling it, right? Your company, is this the right?
Yes.
Yeah, company. So talking about, tell us a little bit about that and how it all unfolded for you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, named me Tecklah or TJ Ago, as I'm known on social media and everywhere else. I got started in filmmaking. A lot of people have asked me this question, how I got into filming, and they expect like a very motivational response or kind of thing. But how I got into filmmaking was a random application. So maybe in working diploma, business diploma in Cairns at the time, and then we had some PNG students as well. We were international students. So one of our PNG friends, she had a camera, and then got this like Canon camera, and she didn't know what to do with it. So I became the designated photographer or group domibla, and then I started seeing that I was really good at taking pictures. And then every time I looked through the viewfinder, the lens, the images that came into the camera were telling us a different story from what I was seeing in real life. So I saw that meeting was okay, maybe I should try take a photography class or kind of thing. And then so I just randomly applied to Sydney Film School just to go and learn camera so I can do photography. And then I got accepted, and when I went there, it was a completely different thing that happened. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, plenty blue, but thinking was oh no, this is something that I knew. Yeah. one of something where you've been thinking was you like making a little get now. Yes. But when you say this was like it was random, it happened randomly, but for you to pick that up, I mean, and to see that and to go after an opportunity, because mind you were in Australia studying for a completely different thing.
Yes.
And then to switch your course, is that what you did?
Yes.
And then of course take on another leg for you, and coming back to PNG, you and I really know you know how that all unfolds, right? But what inspired you to continue having a presence in the film industry? One is something through kirap lo, like sabe making you sabe thinking mo oh no, I need to continue to do this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was what motivated me to continue this was when I came back from film school, and then I got engaged by a local NGO group, and then we went to Samoa, and then I was tasked to document a community project that they did. And then during the trip, I realized that there's a lot of stories that need to be told out in the communities, na kind of some local people, and then the local community groups, na kind of some, and then so many people are doing so many good things, but the stories are not being told. And then this motivated me now thought, okay, maybe I can do this because I already have the skills na kind of sense, so I can do this law to tell the stories that need to be told. Yeah, and then so I started from like continue doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and for those of us that mipla behind you lo Instagram lo time lo the early days of House Kunai, it was really interesting to watch you go from one project to another because been pakirap na ba ito, okay guys, this is what I'm going to do now. It was more or less just this is where we're at, and story or look blo now mo semitla ba golo here golo disla place na mambla go talk to one time or disla line, or it was more or less just really straight to the point. And you brought so much life into a lot of these stories, and you captured it so like perfect. One story where me binting him, where you probably make him. It wasn't necessarily a story, but it was just the initiative to go back home to your home province, and carry out workshops. With whoever was interested. You didn't have to be a professional to be a part of the training sessions, and I believe that sort of happens on a regular. But we'll dive into that as we go along. So for our listeners and our viewers, please stick around. That is what we can uncover going forward. And you rightfully have leaped into our next part of the conversation was what your first project was, and you already mentioned that. Apart from that, were there any particular challenges that you faced earlier on in your career in film that you can share with us?
I think the biggest challenge for me was when I was starting out. The biggest challenge was looking for equipment. Because back 2017, 18, second time, we didn't have like TikTok, or there was not any strong social media on the man about. So the cameras and the equipment that I needed to buy were bit of money kind of thing. But I was grateful that my parents helped me out. Look, she wanted a camera. And then I was able to go from there. But I guess my biggest challenge, cyber equipment, was getting a camera and such kind of equipment helping me on them producing more films. And then the other challenge, I guess, was as a new graduate, in the film industry, especially not TV, not media kind of film, especially coming back from school now, trying to find my way around law. In PNG, we didn't have a strong film industry. We don't have a strong presence, so it was hard for me to look for these venues na kind of some go kisim help as a filmmaker. So I had to find my own way around here. Now we have National Film Institute in Goroka, and I guess that's the only organization I guess that I can think of, but otherwise, apart from that, I don't know any other organizations that filmmakers could go to for help. So it was a big challenge for me looking for help starting out.
Yeah, and we'll definitely go into more of how you navigated through that, championing through all the highs and lows, but making sure that you always had output, and of course, staying positive right through, right?